Kids, let's welcome Lisa Leslie to the show. One of the greatest of all time.
Oh, thank you.
Not only female, but male. Looking through your accolades, it is insanity.
Crazy, right?
It's crazy. When you look back at your career, can you believe it?
Yeah, because I put in all the hard work. I can believe it, but it was definitely something that I had to make a lot of sacrifices to achieve. So I didn't get to do a lot of things that probably young people got to do, hanging out. I missed a lot of family events, missed my high school graduation. So there was a lot of sacrifices made in order to try to reach greatness.
That's what it takes to be the best.
Yeah, a couple of gold medals.
Totally. Four gold medals.
Four.
It's a lot.
So it's kind of like two couples together, but it's all good.
But if you look at it, it's 16 years.
Yeah.
So it shows just how great you were for a long period of time. And now you got the ladies going in Tokyo here coming up this summer.
Yes.
How do you think they'll do?
I think they'll do great. Team USA, we have been dominating for the last 6 Olympics. This will make 7. Hopefully it's gold or bust, and that's just the way that we've always been sort of brought up in. And I think the culture has continued to be created and passed along, and that's been the beauty of it. When I started in USA basketball, I was in the 11th grade, one of the only high school players that was there. And to come through that whole system and then become the veteran and then be the oldest player on the other end.
Now you're a coach.
And now coaching.
Yeah,
so
it's crazy.
the whole growth in the system is something that we are very conscious of, and that culture, the winning culture we've created.
Yeah, not only you coaching, but it's the big three. Ice Cube is one of the owners. You're from Compton, California.
That's right. CPT.
Yeah. Did you grow up with his music? Because even I had to say, hey, dude, you sound exactly like when I was sitting in my car in high school.
Yeah,
How
totally.
crazy is that?
It's amazing. It comes full circle. I am literally from Compton, not just saying that. I went to all of elementary school there and middle school. So, but again, I think I love the movie Straight Outta Compton. I think that probably explained it best for what it was like living there. But listen, although it was tough in some areas, now that I've been a world traveler, listen, we didn't have it that bad. And, it's about family and love. And I think what Compton taught me was I love people. I can hang out with the people that don't have much, or I can hang out with people who have everything. And I feel like that humble beginnings for me really helped shape the type of person that I am.
Well, I mean, the travel, being able to experience different places and seeing what abject poverty looks like in some places is. I was in the military. I believe your husband was an Air Force pilot, right?
Yeah. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank him for his. You see stuff that people here can't imagine sometimes. It does give you perspective, right?
Absolutely, 100%. And no matter what type of what's the right word? Probably adversity that our country goes through. We have to recognize we have an amazing country. And as those of us who've traveled outside and you understand what's around the globe, you'd be very thankful to, have our national anthem played. And yes, there's a lot of changes that have to continue to be made for all of us, because this is our country and we share it together regardless of what we look like and what we believe in and who we love. And that's something we got to all continue to move forward towards.
Absolutely. The crazy thing about you don't age at all. I mean, you look identical to when you were playing in college. Like, it's wild. This is the first time I've met you in person.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my God, you look like you're 18, 19 years old still.
I appreciate that, because our sister tries to keep it right. But,
and best dressed is always, like, every time you walk in a room, you're always the best dressed as well. Is that on purpose? Because I've always read the Jordan thing where he was like, look, they might only see me once. I want them to have that lasting memory of me.
That's
it's the same way with you. Like, everywhere you go, you're always the best dressed female, I feel like.
Well, I think that it's me being myself. Like, I've always loved like fashion, and even though when I couldn't afford it, wherever I got it from, I was trying to put it together and match it up. You know what I mean? And so that's naturally me. And at 6'5", listen, it's not easy trying to keep up with what's going on in the fashion world, because I can't fit everything that everyone, all the smaller women, shout out to the small shorties that keep it cute. So I try to do what's best for my body, and I know that I'm a role model for other young girls. And I just try to say, hey, here's one option. You can be feminine, you can wear your makeup, but you get out there and you ball, and that's my group. You know what I'm saying? And that's me being true to who I am. I can't be anybody else but me. So I like the fashion, I like the lipstick, but when it's time to get out there, let's win. I want to win.
You're in it. You're in it. Let me ask you this, because since you are coaching, if one of these guys isn't having a great game or a great practice, you ever grab the ball and be like, dude, I can do this. Why can't you?
No, that's not my approach, because I think it's important to motivate and inspire. And so I like to take the positive approach and just think bro, look, you've done this thousands of times. You got this. Don't worry about that missed shot. Whatever happened in the past, you're going to make the next one. And I have confidence in you. And I think the important part about being a coach is still the same way that I played. I tried to inspire my teammates. Each person I needed to make better in order for us to have total success. And that's how I approach coaching. These guys, listen, they have stellar careers and accolades. I'm not here trying to teach them something new about basketball at all. But if I can help manage things and if I can help give us a little bit of insight on something that we could do better, that's what I'm trying to do. And it's every time, and I hold them accountable. And what I love is having, obviously, Joe Johnson and Gennaro Pargo. Like, we have great guys in leadership that they hold each other accountable.
Joe can still ball, dude. I'm a Hawks fan.
Oh, okay. So you
Joe,
know.
dude, he let us. He was just a quiet dude. Is he around here?
He is, and he's quiet. But the quiet is one of those things that, you know, Joe and I both just celebrated birthdays. We're cancers. So let me just give you a little insight.
Here we go.
A cancer is a crab, right? And so our crab is that we have a shell, and we stay inside of our shell a lot until it's time to come out. And so that is almost like the alter ego of it, that Joe is usually in his shell because he's a cancer. He's cool, he's calm. But when he comes out, bro, it's trouble, it's tension, and he's a killer. You see what I'm saying? As was I. So
yeah, absolutely. And speaking of which,
I'll just drop Mike on that.
Yeah,
no,
you should. I just wanted to ask you, somebody as decorated as you, one moment. If you look back on your entire career, what was the most special to you?
Oh, it will always be representing our country wearing their red, white, and blue. I mean, I played in L.A., for L.A. and playing for the L.A. Sparks. It's one thing for me to represent my city and to represent my state, but to be able to have represented our country for so many years, that's probably the biggest honor that I have in my career, you know, that I share with my children to explain to them that, you know, there's nothing that I've accomplished more other than having my own children than that moment, especially the 96 Olympics. That's my favorite. If you mean the moment.
In Atlanta.
Atlanta's my favorite.
Yeah, it was special. I was there, actually. So
really?
I'm from Atlanta. I'm from Atlanta, so I got to go to those Olympics. And it was a magical feeling during that whole thing, because it was the United States, millions of people walking around from different countries that you might never get to see. And it's
USA
awesome.
basketball just put the world on notice a couple of years prior to that too.
Yeah,
right?
92.
So it was a big. It was a big
huge.
deal.
We had just the dream team at one, right? It was at Barcelona, I believe. So for us to have had the Olympics in the 96 and for me to have been young enough to play in that, and I mean, we had 35,000 fans chanting USA for our gold medal game. And that was the biggest crowd I had ever played in. So that was another moment that was just like, oh my God. But it's also a moment where you either rise or you don't. So you know who had the most points and rebounds, but still, you got to rise, right?
The best in the biz, best in the biz. Lisa Leslie, thanks for being here with us, and good luck this season.
Thank you so much. And you know, a lot of this is just jokes. I don't think that highly
you don't have to
of
explain.
myself.
Our fans are all assholes.
We're
They're fine.
dirtbags. Are you kidding
Very
me?
humble. Thank
You're
you guys.
Like the classiest person we've had on here.
Oh, okay, great.
I'm kidding.